It's a miracle drug that stops a deadly disease in its tracks, but it's expensive. So who gets it, who doesn't, and who pays for it? Matt Grubbs has tonight's special assignment.
This medicine is amazing. It's a game changer, and it helps and saves lives like immediately.
Dr. Sanjeev Arora has spent his career treating hepatitis C, a liver disease so hard to beat that right now Hep C patients are the only people he sees at his UNM Health Sciences Center practice. He would love to give every one of them a drug called Harvoni.
This new medicine came into the picture. The cure rate went between 95 and 100%, and all the toxicity was removed.
A pill like that is not cheap, correct?
Yes, it's very, very expensive.
High cure rate, hardly any side effects. That's $1,000 a pill expensive, $93,000 for a standard treatment. In a state like New Mexico, where 30 to 40,000 people have hepatitis C, Harvoni threatens to break the bank. At the Capitol, despite widespread cuts to the next budget, two programs that provide hepatitis C are getting millions more, in part because of Harvoni. The core question, is it fair to block access to a life-changing, life-giving drug based on cost?
And there are very, very large numbers of patients who I would like to treat but cannot get treatment for.
Public programs or private insurance, it's the same issue. If you'll go broke paying for everyone, where do you draw the line?
It is a very difficult conversation.
There are almost 14,000 New Mexicans on Medicaid who have Hep C. These days, a disease usually spread through IV drug use. To give Harvoni to each of those 14,000 people, even at the steep discount the state gets, could cost $1 billion. Inside New Mexico prisons, almost half the inmate population has hepatitis C. Determining who qualifies for Harvoni falls to Corrections Secretary Greg Marcantel, who points out that the vast majority of people in prison will eventually be out of prison.
They're either going to join our families in the grocery lines and the movie lines, either sicker and with contagious disease, or not.
The first question he asked, how sick does someone have to be to get Harvoni outside prison?
Try to determine, is it going to be a community standard of care?
And that's what you use, that's your floor.
That's kind of the floor, right? I mean, it has to be. Again, I would argue, at least from an optic of legality and dignity.
Even at a discount, the average cost to corrections for Harvoni is still more than $60,000 an inmate. But if cost is the only factor, the state is going to get sued.
The truth of the matter is we either pay now or we're going to pay a lot later because there's some constitutional issues there.
It's a delicate balance, and state programs like corrections are still finding it. To treat 150 people, Marcantel asked lawmakers for about $10 million more this year. They not only agreed, they ponied up millions more for next year. The problem is that the drug is just so good at what it does, Dr. Arora says. It's gut-wrenching to tell someone they need to get even sicker before they can get it.
Usually, if they don't fit the criteria, they cannot get the medicine, and then they just have to wait.
Matt Grubbs, KRQE News 13.
There may be hope. The drug maker Merck just won FDA approval for a new hepatitis drug. At $55,000, it's about $40,000 less than Harvoni. You can read about that at krqe.com.